says, Shimmy says, Shimmy, Shimmy, Shimmy says, ask me almost anything.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Shimmy's here for another Shimmy Says. So I've got something provocative for you here today. It's right out of a Hollywood TV script. You know, I'm calling this episode AGI, Superintelligence, and Immortality. This past week, we've been discussing on Tech Strong Gang and a bunch of articles, you know, another wave of hundreds of billions of dollars being spent on AI data centers, AI labs, AI factories, AI workplaces, etc. And some of them are crazy, right? The good folks at Meta, Mark Zuckerberg and team, they announced a huge facility, I think something along the lines of $60 billion that'll be built in Ohio. They're building another one in Louisiana. So the one in Ohio, I think, is called Prometheus. Is going to be called Prometheus. The one in Louisiana, I think, is called Hyperon. That one is supposed to be bigger than the island of Manhattan. That's the scale of these things. And it's not just Meta. Google, Microsoft, shoot, even smaller companies, Coresight, I believe, pledged $6 billion for their new AI data center. And Blackstone, probably the largest landowner in the U.S., real estate play in the U.S., as well as a huge PE, announced also, I think, $25 billion into AI data centers. I don't know if they view it as a real estate play or not. But clearly, you know, AI has become a billionaires game playing in the AI space. I used to think the NFL was the ultimate billionaires club, but it's not. The AI players are. And it's mostly, or a lot of these, you know, tech bro billionaires. The Elon Musk of the world, the Jeff Bezos, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Sam Altmans, etc. And one has to ask themselves, why are we investing this much money? The promise of AI is the promise of AI. It's huge, right? This is going to be a game changer. I don't care what anyone really says about it. But on the other side of it, are we building these huge data centers just to make AI code better or to help marketing people or doctors diagnose? What's really driving this huge amount of money? And one thing you hear being bandied about is the race for artificial general intelligence, AGI, the singularity, which is where, you know, clearly the AI surpasses the human capability. AI today, I mean, can do things humans can't do, obviously, but this just takes it to a whole nother plane. And of course, we used to fear that singularity moment, right? Would we wind up with Skynet and slaves to our AI? But, you know, depending who you talk to, we are getting close or we will never achieve artificial general intelligence. And it'll be interesting as we continue to chase it. Part and parcel of that theme, though, is trying to make our AIs more empathetic, more human, more sensitive, more cultural, new ways of training AIs, similar to the way we educate our children and train kids. I don't know if that works or not. A word we're hearing, Meta's starting to use it, others are, is superintelligence. You know, as I sit here today, I don't know if superintelligence comes after AGI or before AGI. Or is it AGI, just another name for it? But yet it's another milestone in AI's sophistication and superiority. And that's all fine and dandy. I think that piece of it, because as Mark Cuban had said, I talked about on YouTube months ago, the first trillionaire is going to be in the AI space. And I know some of you think the Saudi princes are trillionaires, and maybe they are. But the first kind of commercial trillionaire is going to come from the AI space. And I would think the person who harnesses AGI or superintelligence has a real good inside track on being a trillionaire. Now, I don't know if that'll be a one-person company like Mark Cuban says, but could be. But we'll see. But when you're Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Zuckerberg, is it really, adding another 100 or 200 billion to your wealth that's driving this kind of race? Maybe, right? You don't get that rich without being driven to make that kind of money. But I would posit two other things. One is ego, right? All of these people want to be known as the first one to achieve AGI, to achieve superintelligence, right? It'll cement their legacy in history when they're gone. The other reason, and I got to give a tip of the hat to my friend Guy Courier from Futurum on this. We spoke about it on The Gang earlier this week, is it's not just ego and where their place in history will be. It's about immortality. It's driven by ego, perhaps, but they're not content to die and just let history judge them. They are racing to build the ultimate vessel in which they could potentially download their consciousness and live forever. Yeah, I know, you probably saw that movie, right? There's been several Hollywood movies based on this concept. But we are closer than ever before to making that a reality. The human brain has so much storage, right? If we could download the contents of that, but then marry that to some sort of superintelligence or AGI trained for that person to adopt that person's kind of consciousness, will we cheat death? This is something unheard of since the Garden of Eden. Can a man or a woman or a person live forever within one of these Manhattan-sized data centers? Maybe they'll get smaller with superintelligence and AGI. And if you're a Bezos or a Musk or Zuckerberg and you have hundreds of billions of dollars, man, what better prize is there than that? That's the ultimate trophy, the ultimate goal. So I think we need to keep that in mind when we're watching all these dollars being pledged by these companies. Yeah, it's about money, making more money. Yeah, it's about ego being the first to AGI and superintelligence. But at the end of the day, is it really about immortality? This is Shimmy. We'll see you next week.
Shimmy says, shimmy says, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy says, ask me almost anything.